How's it going, everyone? I'm Daniel Rodriguez. It's time to review another movie, and today I'm going to be reviewing the movie Race, which is about Jesse Owens. Of course, this is based on a true story, man, and it's based in the 1930s, and it's basically leading up to the 1936 Olympics that was held in Berlin. Hitler was in power and everything. Basically, that whole story about Jesse Owens' life, about him training, and it shows you the journey of him basically getting to the Olympics and doing what he does best, man. So of course this movie stars Jason Sudeikis, man. Jeremy Irons, I didn't even know, but it took me, when I was in the middle of the movie, I was like, is that Jeremy Irons? It took me a long time to figure it out, but Jeremy Irons, man's in here. William Hurt, and of course the main actor who plays Jesse Owens himself is Stephan James. I'm new to this kid, man, but Stephan James is very fantastic, man. So anyway, I'm not going to spoil the movie. I'm just going to give you the pros, give you the good stuff, give you the cons, the bad stuff. Tell you whether or not you should go check it out, man. I'm going to give you the final score at the end. Tell you whether or not you should check it out in the theaters, or maybe you should just wait down the road, or you're watching this down the road later, if you should watch it on rental. So ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, here is my non-spoiler review for Race. Right off the bat, guys, I have to say the cinematography in this movie is beautiful. It's just a very well, good-looking movie for the 1930s era look, and the effects in here. Now, this is an estimated budget of $5 million to make this movie. Now, you could tell what's fake. They definitely had a lot of CGI to it. The walls, the house, like the buildings of the 1930s, a lot of it's fake. Most of it's probably green screen or just add-on stuff. They add on a lot of things. The stuff you're looking at, it's not real, but the way that they handled it was so beautifully done, because you're just set into this era, and it was cheaper just to recreate it with a computer. That was really well done, man. It didn't look bad, it didn't look great, but it definitely was. It didn't bother you as much. It's like, all right, it's kind of like creating like England or something, back in the old, like 1920s and all that, or just like recreating a city and look that it's hard to do, so you just make it by computer, and it was well done, man. Some stuff was real, some stuff was basically out on computer, which was totally fine, man. I love the way that the Olympics were done, the city, the setting, the tone, everything was caught so well, man, with the camera. I think the way it lingered on something, like everything just looks beautiful. It's a beautiful made movie, man. I do have to say that, definitely. Before walking into this movie, I really had no interest in watching. I don't know why. I just was like, I don't know. Look, it's going to flop at the box office. I ain't going to watch it. Like, it looks stupid. Honestly, I was kind of in a mood. And then once I was sitting down and watching this movie, I was like, oh my God, like the first minute or so, the way, the tone, the look of the movie, I was like, oh my God. Why was I procrastinating? Why didn't I just watch this like 2 days ago, man? Because I definitely enjoyed the look of it, man. The effects, the directing here is by Stephen Hopkins, man. Not a bad directing, man. Not bad directing at all. I think it was very well done, and just again, everything looks so beautiful, man. And I mean, there's some dirty things in here, as in where Jesse Owens lived, or it's not like always a pretty sight, but I'm saying it's beautiful as how it was done, how it was shown. They definitely got the looks down, definitely for the 1930s and so on, man. I think they got the looks down right, the clothes, everything perfectly done. Jason Sudeikis is in here, and he plays Jesse Owens' coach. He was awesome in here, man. He really was. He definitely added some comedy in there, but he wasn't always full on comedy. He was intense. He was hard, man. Of course, African Americans went hard, through hard times back in the 1930s and everything. It was very, just a rough time, man. Definitely, for sure. And it was sucky the way they were treated. I mean, it was just bad for human history altogether, man. I wish that never really happened. It should have been left behind way long ago in the 1800s, all that stuff, and it should never have reached the 1900s. But the sad truth is, it continued. But Jason Sudeikis, he wasn't racist towards, he was always just sort of like, he understood Jesse Owens, and they bonded over time, so that's why I saw the chemistry building up between Stephan James and Jason Sudeikis. I saw them chemistry, because the movie's a long movie, and that's a con. It's a long movie, and I'll get to that in a minute. But for sure, you get to see the characters interact and the chemistry. And I think the two best things about this movie was Stefan James, Jesse Owens, and Jason Sudeikis, the coach, Lawrence. I think they were the best two out of this movie, man. The way that they interacted, the chemistry, you felt like they bonded over the whole entire movie, and it felt magical. Jeremy Irons' character, he's good, man. Jeremy Irons is not a bad actor. You know, he had a good on role, man. Very strong role, very strong like this, of course, doing his voice. And he was just he wasn't much like a nice character. He was more of just a mean, you tell him we're going to have the Olympics here, okay? And we're going to bring African Americans. You tell him that. Yeah. You know what I mean? Like, he was just straight on forth, hardcore, man. So Jeremy Irons, man, definitely fantastic in here. You know, he was good. Fantastic parts, man. I definitely love the way his character was portrayed. And he wasn't afraid of Hitler. It's all the same, man. He wasn't afraid, you know, tell him, I want to see him now. Yeah, that's how he was, man. William Hurt was barely in here. I was sad about that, man. I'll get to that in the cons, but William Hurt, the role that he played, man, I was like, is that William Hurt? It took me a while to actually get that too. I was like, oh my gosh, William Hurt. So definitely the whole look and everything, I really enjoyed that, man. I think it's a perfect cast in this movie. So the acting was all good. I mean, none of the acting was bad. I never saw an actor and was like, this acting is horrible. I was never like that. All the actors did a good job, man. They definitely shined. Some didn't, but for the most part, nothing was bad, man. It was always entertaining with the acting. Definitely, again, like Stefan James. I've never seen this guy, man. This is something like I'm barely being introduced. Maybe I have seen him, I don't know. But I'm barely being introduced to Stefan James, and I will say that I'm a big fan of him, man. He definitely, the way he played Jesse Owens, and through the times of the 1930s, and his face, and his reactions, and his face, and like, yes, sir, I will work hard, yes, sir. And just going through it all, man, I definitely, you felt for Jesse Owens, man. So for sure, very great for him, man. Again, Stefan James, fantastic in here. You definitely check this kid out, man. He's really good in here. And the Olympics, the way that the Olympics were done. Recreating the Olympics with a $5 million budget is, I don't think it's going to be easy, man. But the Olympics looked beautiful. I mean, because, again, it's about the journey in this movie. And there are subplots. But the journey is what made this movie really enjoyable. Like, almost like you complain that it's long, like, God damn, it's so long. But then again, you're like, I really enjoyed the journey. I didn't want it to stop, actually. I wanted to see the journey, and it showed the whole entire journey of Jesse Owens, man. It never stopped. It never was just like, yeah, let's just cut this part of his life out. Let's just throw this out. No. No, they showed the journey, man. You seen the hard work of Jesse Owens, man. You saw it all. And he went on, man, and the Olympics looked so beautiful, man. It looked downright. It's been scary to be in front of all those people, man. You're in Berlin, Adolf Hitler's over there, man. He's just giving you a look. Hey, man, Jesse Owens was like, to Hitler, man. Not in the movie, but I'm saying that's what, or he would have been killed if he did that, actually, but he proved him wrong, baby. Jesse Owens, very badass athlete. So definitely, for sure, the Olympics looked. It was just pretty awesome seeing the Olympics come alive. And the 1936 Olympics, come on, the back then Olympics were a little more cooler than today. But that's just my opinion. But seriously, seeing Berlin and then going to where Jesse Owens is from in America, moving around was a very interesting thing to see. So you did get to see different settings, different tones. Them building the Olympics, it takes a few years to build what the Olympics are going to hold in Berlin and everything. So you got to see all that, and I thought that's just cool, like a lesson, like a little history lesson every now and then. So, that's the good thing about the movie is the scale. The scale is very big. This is a very big movie for a $5 million budget. And for, it's not an all-star cast, man. Jason Sudeikis is not an A-list actor or anything. So definitely, it's a very underrated movie as well. I'll say it's one of the most underrated movies of 2016 so far. And I was just complaining, I don't want to go see this movie. And I'm very happy I saw this movie, man. The scale, the acting, the directing, the cinematography, everything, man. It was really, there are a few problems in this movie, man. Basically, it's just a really good movie, man. Honestly, like I said, the scale is wide, it's big, the journey. I didn't know, it was gonna be just. Honestly, I'm just speechless every now and then. It was really good. If you ever procrastinate and you're like, I don't want to see this, I don't want to see that, sit down, put it on. You'll be like, oh my god, it works, man. I always procrastinate to do things, and then once I'm sitting down and doing it, I'm like, why didn't I just do it earlier, man? It's freaking amazing. Or it's like good. It's like, this is actually entertaining. This movie was very entertaining. This is something, if I was a teacher in school, I would show this movie, man, because definitely for history-wise and U.S. history and everything, or just stuff like that, man, because it is a good history lesson. I don't like school, but I like. I like some biography movies and all that. I like to learn a little bit every now and then about someone from the 30s, 40s, 50s, all that stuff. So definitely learning about Jesse Owens, man, gave me a different perspective in how, Jesse Owens is now. I know who Jesse Owens is now. I know a little bit more about him. I'm very interested by this guy. He is truly a hero of America. So the cons of this movie. Way too long, man. It's like 2 hours and 10 minutes or something, but it felt like it was a 3-hour movie. I'm not lying. It's long. The pacing of this movie, man. There are a lot of slow scenes in here, man, that just, by the end of the movie, you're kind of like, damn, did I take 3 damn hours to, this movie? Because it takes forever for it to end. And again, I told you, it complains about the runtime, but the journey is what it's all about, and the journey is worth the time. But it's something like, that's something that I would say, if you're willing to sit down into a movie that feels like 2.5 hours or 3 hours in a theater, go at it, man. Watch it in theaters. But definitely, when I was seeing it, I was like, this is something I could see at home, something I could sit back on and just watch the movie, pause it if I want or something. So you don't want to just walk in and go pee in the theater and then miss some parts, man. So definitely, I would say, it's better to see it in rental. But it's a movie we're seeing in theaters as well. So if it's in your theaters, man, don't be afraid. Actually, go check it out, man. Just give it a try. Definitely, it definitely is worth the $5, $6, $7 that you pay to go see the movie. So it's definitely worth buying a ticket for this movie. Definitely, give them some money, man. Definitely, it's a very underrated movie. Very enjoyable. Yeah, the pacing, it's a little bit too long. Other little things, man, like Jesse Owens' dad in here. There was just a few things with him where he barely talked. It was a weird opening, man. He really doesn't talk, but yet all of a sudden he then talks and like, I'm proud of you, Jesse, but he was always proud of him. And like, there's just little problems like that, like kind of like, well, why is this dad? Why is he just like? But he's not angry at Jesse or anything. He's happy. He was never mad at Jesse, so I don't know why he was just not talking for some reason, but that's another thing. And then just parts of the Olympics, and the Olympics look beautiful, like I said, but just parts of the Olympics. Certain little things, because they showed the Olympics for a while, man, a good 25 minutes, good 20 minutes, the Olympics, man. So they do show real hardcore, man, of how the Olympics were with Jesse Owens. But just a few parts of it, I don't want to spoil, but you just gotta watch a few things about it. I was kind of like, oh my god, like, So overall, I'm gonna end up giving this movie Race a 7.3 out of a 10, man. I thought it was a really good movie, man. Really, definitely, it's not a great movie, but it definitely is a good movie, and I think it's something that people should check out. It really is. I'm happy I saw it, man, and this is something I could see myself owning on DVD or Blu-ray. Most likely I'll probably buy it just for DVD. I don't really need to own it on Blu-ray, but something I will most likely own for sure one day. And again, it's the theater or rental. Definitely for sure. Just check out the movie whenever you can. You want to go see it in theaters, you want to see a good biography movie, this is the movie. You want to wait for rental, hey, it's fine, wait for rental. Whatever you guys want to do, it's both 50-50, half and half theater, rental, whatever you feel like doing, it's definitely a movie worth watching. 7.3 out of 10, guys. Until next time, I'll be seeing you guys later. I review movies weekly. I review TV shows. Check out the channel. You want to support the channel, hit that subscribe button. Really would appreciate that. Comment down below. Let me know what you guys thought about Race, or if you're going to go see this movie now. Thanks a lot. God bless. Bye-bye.